Hello, this is Marshall Zhukov, and here we are together again on YouTube. I'm just going to do a quick Mosin Nagant bolt disassembly video. There's 100 of them out there, but I'll just do one anyways. First thing you're going to need to do is grab the bolt. You're going to take the cocking knob here. You're going to need to pull back slightly and twist to the left simultaneously. That will allow us to release the bolt head and the connector. The bolt head turns out and slides right off like that. There's a little stop there guide that it slides onto. I'm going to clean this one up. This is a bolt off my New England Westinghouse that I haven't cleaned yet. I shot it and it was a little sticky, so we'll see if it's dirty or anything. The next way, you can do this one of two ways, removing the firing pin out of here. The easiest way is just take it. You're going to want a block of wood or something. This is a wood table anyways. So just press down on here. You're going to need to press it down hard, down far enough so you can spin off the cocking knob. And just keep tension on there because the mainspring is in there and it's under quite a bit of spring pressure. And that is a quick disassembly video for the Mosin Nagant bolt. So what I'm going to do is take my old Gatorade bottle that's full of mineral spirits and just drop these parts in here. That'll fit. Shake them up, swirl them around, and then I'll let them sit for a while in there. Of course, this won't fit. If you've got something this will fit into, it'll clean the inside for you. But I'll just use some old brushes to do that inside of the bolt body. Come to think of it, I haven't done a video on disassembling the complete rifle, so I guess I'll just do that. It's exactly the same with all Mosin Nagant rifles. You've got one screw here that goes into the bottom of this and holds that onto the tang, and you have a screw on the bottom. That's what holds the trigger guard and magazine housing and the receiver into the stock. This here, I'm not going to worry about that. They're kind of a pain to take out. That's the recoil bolt. The other thing that you're going to need to worry about, and with this model, the 1891, the screws here I've loosened already. They are reverse thread screws, so to loosen you turn them clockwise on the front and on the rear. Now there's these little screws here. I guess they're supposed to hold these on. I don't know if that is original from the factory or not, but they're there. Not much I can do about it now. After loosening the barrel band screws, we can see here that on this 1891 stock, which this is the correct handguard for the stock, there's two little metal tabs that slide underneath on the front and the rear, that slide underneath the barrel bands, which hold it in place. And a look under the handguard. The fins use this nasty black shit, and it's just nasty, but it will clean off okay. And the barrel bands are slid off to the front. And then one thing, especially with this being a finished stock, the fins have been known to use little thin shims in the action, so if you take it off, be careful, watch for anything to drop or stick to the underside of the metal, but it should be sticking inside on the wood. One more thing that should be taken care of when you're removing parts especially the barrel and receiver from the stock of a Mosin Nagant rifle, and this is true for any rifle. The trigger and the pin that holds the trigger in, it just depends, varies from rifle to rifle. Sometimes the pin could fall out, so you'll just want to make sure you're holding on to it so it doesn't fly out or fall out or anything else happens. And it's kind of dirty, but we can see the thin shims that were put in there. Here we can see the shims that are on the bottom of the stock where the trigger guard and magazine well was removed from. They have a couple brass shims in here. Removal of the floor plate of the magazine well and trigger guard. This little tab here, from this angle, I'm going to push it back with my finger and lift up. The internal parts fold out. All you do is squeeze this together. I'm at a bad angle. And turn it around. I'll squeeze it. And it slides right out. There's the piece that it goes into. Clamps right around just like that. Here what we're doing with this piece of paper underneath the barrel is we're going to check to see if the stock could be sanded out a little bit beneath the barrel and partially float the barrel, so to speak. One way you can check is take a piece of paper. The thickness of this isn't too bad. Some people will say money or dollar bill or $20 bill or whatever. I don't really think it matters. But all you want to do is slide it along, and anywhere where it binds or gets hung up or stuck on something is where you would want to. Now you don't want to pull up too hard. I don't have the screws in here at the moment, but this will catch near the muzzle right here a little bit, and it's catching on some I think it's burned on black grease stuff that the Finns would put on these rifles, so I don't think it'll be necessary really to sand anything out of the stock. The one thing that I will do though is right under the cap on the end of the stock here is cut a piece of this. This is make your own gasket material, or cork, and this is also known as corking the rifle too. It just puts a tiny bit of upward pressure on the barrel, which is supposed to help barrel harmonics in some way. Somebody that may be more knowledgeable on barrel harmonics can chime in on that one, but I have had good results with this method. I had a 1943 M44 that I bought was showing extreme inaccuracies, and I sanded out the stock under the barrel and then corked the front there, and let me tell you, it was like night and day. It was amazing. I was very surprised, but it was the same ammo I used both times. So, who knows what it was? Maybe it was just a bad day, I don't know. But you can try this for yourself and see if it'll shrink groups